Hottest hip hop station. The Hype 87.3.
That's right. It is your girl, Tampa Mystic, and we are broadcasting live out here in ATL on the Hype 87.3, man. Today. Why did I say tonight? It's today. This afternoon, we got the homie checking in, Rochester, Rikk. What's going on, family? How you doing?
I'm living, man. I'm out here doing amazing.
Man, I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having me.
100%, man. Appreciate you being here. Let's just dive right on into it. Obviously, the name explains where you're from, Rochester, New York, right. Just like Tampa. Do you ever get people asking where you're from, even though if you tell them your name is Rochester, Rikk Rude?
Nah.
I haven't
been telling people more. I've been putting the Rochester in front of it. My artist name is just Rikk Rude, but I've just recently been putting the Rochester in front of it. But
that represents where you're from. That's funny because I'll tell people Tampa Mystic and they'll be like, well, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Tampa. I really am from Tampa. Right. Definitely.
I was going to ask that, actually. I was going to ask you. Because I got family down there in Tampa.
Do you really?
Yeah. My niece is still down there. They was living, my people was out in, Del Rico.
Yeah.
High school out there.
Yep.
I got family, Clearwater, Petersburg.
My dad lives in Clearwater. I was born and raised. I lived in Tampa when I was born, but I graduated high school from Clearwater High School, and then I moved back to Tampa. So that's dope, man. We might, there might be some kin. Slick. You might be my distant cousin. Right. That is dope, man. Talk to us about growing up in Rochester. What was that like for you?
Yeah, growing up, it was cool, man. I lived a rough life, of course. I mean, as far as just being outside, just playing. I was a rough kid. I was outside, So I grew up playing basketball, hooping at Edgerton, was outside park, Then as I got older, I started going off to more on the west side, the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah, I started going out there. They got an inside gym, so. Just grew up inner city, you know what I mean? The city is it's a real city, Oftentimes I actually get people and I be telling them I'm from Rochester and they think it's you up there in the suburbs or whatever. It's nah, it's more than just New York City in New York, So it's if you from there though, if you from New York, you know about my city though.
In fact, my business partner that I was telling you about that's in Florida, he was born and raised in Brooklyn. He moved to Florida because he got married, but he's Brooklyn to heart, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you guys would definitely catch a vibe together, 100%. Yeah. Excuse me. Growing up in Rochester, would you change anything about your upbringing there in hindsight looking back, or would you leave it exactly as is?
Nah, I wouldn't change nothing. I grew up cool, you know what I'm saying? So it was I knew people in all different parts. I had family all through there. Rochester is not a real big city either. It's a small, close-knit city, so everybody know everybody.
Understood.
So being out there, I knew a lot of people in the city because me playing basketball, I went over on the east side, Carter Street, North Street, hooping on the east side cities. Over off Hudson, I got a lot of family on Hudson, so it was I'm real family related, family oriented. So
understood.
I grew up around my family and my cousins. You know what I mean? A lot of people that I knew, that I met. So going to high school there, going to high school parties. I ain't really getting into no trouble like that either. You know what I'm saying? But
you was a good kid.
Yeah, I mean, I was, you know what I mean? I ain't getting into no trouble. I ain't had no beef with nobody or nothing like that. It was all love, everybody that I know. Yeah. So.
Did you have hoop dreams to maybe at one time, maybe play in the NBA? Was that ever a thing for you?
It was really going as far as I could, It was one thing that I would change, growing up, it was the amount of guidance that we got in the different areas.
Understood.
So it was if you play football, it was a little bit more people that made it further to the NFL and stuff like that. So it was a little bit more guidance as far as telling you how to go, but we ain't have no cameras up there, so ain't nobody recording your games. I'm playing basketball games, ain't nobody recording up there.
You need that content.
Yeah. So, I would change the way that we tapped into different aspects to get our talent out there, because it's a lot of people with talent that's in the city that don't really go too far because of exposure. Well, during my time.
Understood.
Yeah.
Do you still play basketball? You still get out there and do your thing a little bit? Your fizzle?
Somewhat, I still do. So I actually played at UNC Charlotte. So
Okay.
I played all through high school. You know, went to JUCO up there, Alfred State College, Finger Lakes College. Then I'm like, you know, after like my second year at A-State, like my grades was terrible.
Yeah.
And I had like a 176, 177. So it was like, but they just put me on a brochure. They just did a photo shoot with me on the brochure because I like this. I don't know if we can.
You can
they
cuss.
Like, yo, this, he nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, they wasn't really like too concerned with my grades.
Yeah, the GPA was kind of out the window when they seen how nice you was on the court.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. Well,
Makes
kind
sense.
of. So it was like, nah. But for me, I'm like, yo, are you dumb? You know what I'm saying? Like why your grade? What's up with your grades, bro? Like they cool with you being here hooping, but I'm like, nah, I need to figure out, like, you know. So I ended up going back home, went to MCC, and I graduated cum laude, like Dean's List, everything. So, and then it was like,
Gotta apply yourself, Smokey.
Yeah, I'm not playing out here, man. I'm like, let me see, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, but within that, I lost my momentum with basketball.
Understood.
So taking a year off, but then I could have went and played up there. And I'm like, you know, I wanted to come to the South, you know what I'm saying? I had a shorty at the time. She was already down here, so I'm like, you know what, I had actually went to Livingstone College. I don't know if you're familiar with that school. It was like a HBCU. So went up there, supposed to have all these different things apply, you know what I'm saying, as far as scholarships and stuff like that.
Where is it located?
Outside of Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, outside of Charlotte. So I'm like, you know, things didn't work out with the school. I don't want to really badmouth anything. That's just my story. You
Understood.
Know what I'm saying? So it was like it didn't work out for me there. And I'm like, I'll just go walk on and go to UNC Charlotte. And I got challenged, like, if you say that you can, then do it then. I'm like, all right, and I did it.
Listen, oftentimes that's what we need. It lights a fire up under us. We need someone to challenge us, and it makes us hold ourselves accountable. Like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I think we all go through things in life. I know in high school there was a period where I was screwing off and wasn't paying attention and doing what I was supposed to do. But I was like, somebody has to light that fire up on you, whether it be a family member, a friend, or somebody, and get you back on track. Is that where your chain is from?
Or a situation.
Or a situation.
Yeah, run into a situation.
Yeah.
And you know, that situation, if you ain't even know that was even going to come, you ain't see that happening at all.
That's facts. It could be life-changing.
Yeah, and that can light a fire under you. That's what happened to me. Like, I got a fire lit under me. Like, my job relocated me here to Atlanta. I lost that job a month later.
Oh, man.
They fired me. Yeah,
you and I have very similar stories, because that's what happened to me.
Wow.
I was at a job for 12 years, and I would say about 6 months after moving here, they laid me off. And I was just like, what am I going to do? And I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to run full-time with this music business stuff, and I'm going to make it work.
Right.
That was that fire lit up under me to say, you know what? 9 to 5 ain't what I want to do anymore.
Right.
God intervened just like he did with you. 100%. Let's talk about that chain, because that thing is fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show us some love on that. The beads are fire. Listen, I made his flyer. He's like, you got to make sure all the letters are showing. I said, put some respect on it. You know what I'm saying? Where did that come from?
Yeah. So I'm a noob. This is my Kappa chain. I'm a member of fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, and you know, this is what I represent.
You wear it proudly.
Yeah. It's a part of me.
Yes.
You know?
Do you have other ones?
I have another one, not like this. Is like a dog tag.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
Dog tag one. Yeah. But I figured, like, it's time I'm gonna pull the big boys out.
No, I love that one right there. Listen, honestly, I like that more than if somebody went out and bought a huge diamond chain or whatever, because like those can come a dime a dozen. You can go buy it. That's not something you can walk in the store and just buy. Like, you earned that.
Yeah, and you can't walk around with it on either. If this ain't you, you can't wear this.
Exactly. It's you fully represent it, because that's the journey that you went through. Not everybody's journey is the same. 100%. So you've been doing music professionally for about 12 years now. You were dibbling, dabbling into it before that, but 12 years ago you said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make this something like a career. Mm-hmm. What made you decide music was the route you wanted to go?
So 12 years ago is when I started.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't dibble and dabble before that, you know. No, it was straight basketball. Like, I
got you.
I was a hooper, you know. I was in school. I was a business, you know. I wasn't thinking about music, you know. I was just all business, you know. thinking about I did an internship with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, so I was going to go into that career, but it was on a furlough when I graduated, so the government was shut down. I couldn't get inside there. So I just got into the regular, everyday working life, still playing basketball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, just one day I was just like, let me see about something. Ain't nothing like made, I didn't really think about doing it. It was just like, it just called me.
Yeah.
Just like even with Kappa, what I'm saying? Like having Kappa around me, it was like, was never nothing that I grew up wanting to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't never like no fraternity. We ain't know about no fraternities back in Rochester. We don't know about that.
Right. Understood.
But going to college, it was like, started seeing more. I actually got asked to be one, and I ain't really know. I'm like, bro, I don't.
Yeah, because it wasn't familiar to you.
Yeah. Plus I'm working, I'm hooping, and I'm like, I ain't thinking about that. Like, what I'm saying? Then it started, I got to being around more, of future brothers in the fraternity. It was like, it just, I think that's a part of what it was, and it just called me, So
right.
I just started, when I started doing it, I'm like, this is already something that I am.
Yeah.
I'm just learning more about it. As I learn more about it, I can see why I was called to do it. Yeah. It's like with music. It's like I wasn't never like grow up wanting to be an artist in this form, and then just doing it. It's like, oh, like you're nice. You know what I'm saying? Like this is and I let people hear it, and they like, this is something that I would listen to.
Yes.
And that I like. And that is new and refreshing and something that everybody's asking for.
We all have a purpose in life. Some people have multiple purposes, and it can take until our adult years to really define what our purpose is. And I feel like you have found yours through music, also with everything you did through school, college, basketball. You are walking in your true purpose. Would you agree with that?
I would.
Yeah.
And even I'm acting now too. I'm just finishing up acting school. So
good for you. Congratulations. That's a big deal.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love that you're tackling every aspect of what you enjoy doing. We only get one shot at life, right? We're only on this earth one time in this form. We may come back in another form. That's a whole nother conversation. But in the form we are in right now, we're only here once. You have to live it because we don't know when it's going to be our day to check out from here, right?
Right.
You're fulfilling all your purposes. What made you decide to get into acting? And then we're going to jump back to music.
So I was actually, I go out and I hand out these cards.
Okay.
These is like, I used to hand out CDs. And then you got to adapt with the time. So, we talked about QR codes earlier. So,
yes.
With this card, it's a business card.
Yes.
You scan this QR code, it brings up all my music on all platforms. I'm potentially going to put a website up on there.
Yeah.
You can get to my Instagram from that card. Like you can scan once and see everything about me, know everything about me, and click on whichever one you want.
I love it.
So I was actually did a performance at the CEO Creatives Conference with Dame Dash.
Okay.
So at the Atrium, shout out to the Atrium, and I performed out there, and I was just handing out these cards, and then I ran into a guy, and he was like, you I don't know I can't remember exactly how he asked me, but he was like, "Are you an actor?" I'm like, I wouldn't say that I'm not.
Right. Could be.
I could be an actor.
What you talking about?
Yeah, like, what's going on? So he was like, and then we started talking about all of the different artists that went from artist to actor. Your Ice Cubes, your Ludacris, your Tyrese.
50
is going
50's
crazy.
Going crazy.
You need to put me on power. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready for one of the roles. Yeah, that's my favorite show too.
Man,
like the original Power with Tommy and Ghost.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah,
100%, 100%. He's a mogul. Shout out to 50, man.
Yeah.
So this guy asked you, and did that inspire you to start taking acting classes?
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, hit this lady up." I'm like, "All right," and she was actually probably like a recruiter for the acting company or the acting school, and she gave me a script to read. I read the script. She like, "Yo, you good?
You a natural?
Yeah, you good." They only accept like 150 people per year.
Oh wow,
20. Yeah. And I was one of the ones that made it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm like, we just going with it right now. And it's one thing when I was talking to the guy who referred me over to the lady.
Yeah.
He's like, like follow up with me on like Monday or something at 9 o'clock. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
He's like, well, he challenged me to see if I would do it. And I'm like, what kind of fool doesn't do if somebody says that they can do something, you call me at 9 o'clock and why would I not do it? I just came and handed you this card.
You'd be surprised.
I won't call you?
There's a lot of the follow up and follow through is more important than the initial meeting with them.
Right.
Boom.
So, but I learned that from like cold calling. Like I used to do cold calling.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
Yeah. I'm a beast. So it was like I went from 150 calls per day and everybody telling me no.
Yeah.
All 150 people. So it was like 150 no. Then I keep on learning about what I'm selling actually, and it's like, all right, now it's 120 and 1 yes, and then it's like 102 yeses.
Right.
Now it's like 80 and 3 yeses.
Yeah.
Now it's like 50 and 7 yeses with 5 deals closed consistently.
Yeah.
And it's like now I'm training other people.
Yes.
To teach them how to do it, teach them how to take the no's and push through it and stuff like that. So a no ain't nothing to me.
No, it's what you do with the yeses that matter.
Right.
Period.
Right.
100%. And that's a difficult job. Making them cold calls, because you're going to get people that hang up on you. People are going to be rude. They're going to cuss you out. You can't take it personal.
Right.
You just because them people don't know us. They might be in the middle of taking a shit for all well you know. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know what they're doing. So like I ain't got time for this right now. So it's like it's what we do with them yeses that matter. And you develop that into where you were teaching other people how to do it. I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah. And
100%.
the follow through too, because now you setting the appointment, but then you tell them I'm gonna call you Tuesday at 11. And for whatever reason you don't call them, you need to make that call, because that might be the next yes, that might be the one that you need, and they might give you referrals now. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what can happen with that.
Absolutely. The follow up and the follow through is the most important thing, because like you said, you could have had a great client that now they moved on to someone else because you ain't make that phone call. So you called him at 9 o'clock on that Monday morning.
Yeah.
Where did that take you from there?
That took me into like where I'm at now. So it's like I've done a photo shoot.
Okay.
I've read a script. I have a demo reel. I did a slate. So I'm having a premiere on the 1st of December at Regal here in Atlantic Station.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
so
a big deal.
I'm starting to meet with different agents and stuff like that too. I'm going to be meeting with some agents during that time. I'm still doing, like, I met Tara Feldstein. She's a casting director for Marvel. So yeah, I'm having workshops with her, and
we're about to see you in the next Spider-Man, Superman,
yeah.
Aquaman. You gonna be that's big, bro. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you because, again, like you said, some people would have just blew that phone call off, maybe because they're nervous or they forgot or they overslept. You made sure you were on your shit and got up and boom, you called that man, and now look where it's taken you.
Yeah.
Acting school, where is it here located in the Atlanta area?
Everything's remote.
Yeah. Oh, it's a remote.
Yeah,
I love
remote.
that.
Yeah. So
That's
one
dope.
of the founders, he lives in San Antonio.
Okay.
So it's a few in San Antonio. I've had people in my group from like Chicago, where other people were at, Oklahoma, like Pennsylvania. Everybody is from all different places, but they've come in here actually for that premiere. So on the 1st, everybody's coming here with their family and friends and stuff like that to watch their demo premiere.
That's dope.
Meet with the different agents and stuff. So yeah.
Do you feel like, without even not knowing it originally, acting has become a calling for you in life?
Yeah, I would. I'm always I've been a fan of movies, been a fan of different actors. Even when I was younger and stuff like that. Like I always like Will Smith movies.
Yeah,
he was one of my top actors.
Love him.
Pursuit of Happiness, one of my favorite movies.
Great film.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness, and like Denzel. I love Denzel.
We love us some Denzel. The lady love Denzel. You gonna be the next Denzel?
Yeah.
Are you open to, within reason, I'll say within reason, are you open to majority of the roles that may be presented to you as long as it fits with who you are as a man?
Yeah, I don't do no gay stuff.
That's where I was going. No, that's what I'm saying, within reason. But if it's like they want you to play the villain or they want you to play the good guy or maybe you're a dad on this one, you're open to pretty much whatever as long as it fits within reason.
Yeah, all of those do. You know, I'm versatile, you know, even as a person. So when I was doing my photo shoot, the guy was asking me like that, like, you know, would you do be a killer in a movie? Like, absolutely.
I sure would.
I'll catch plenty of bodies in a movie.
I would love that because most women are intrigued by the crime shows, and listen, really? I binge watch those. You know what I'm saying? I could play a woman serial killer.
Yeah. I'm trying to kill some people, you know.
Nah, for real, because it's like we know in real life that's not something we do, but just in a fantasy world of acting, like I think it would be super dope. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great. Because I'd be one to off people in real life, but you know, let me take it out in the movie. Then
exactly, right? Because in the movie,
I ain't gonna let it like take over me though. Like I ain't gonna turn into a killer.
Of course, because you don't want to end up incarcerated over some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you could same thing with your music. I feel like music is a form of therapy. Mm-hmm. We all go through stuff in life, and as an artist, as a man, men go through stuff. Mental health is very real, and it has to be addressed. Music is a great way for you to release it, per se. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
I would, because that's what I do, you know, and it's like, even in outside of just the music itself, like you can take it out in the music. I can talk a lot of shit on the wax, you know what I'm saying, and the stories and stuff is like real situations that I've been through. It's like, yo, you don't know how bad, like, what I'm saying I'm gonna do in this song is really what I want to do to you, you know, or, you know, and in different ways, you know, and like some people, they actually tell real stories, the things that they actually did, and just like, you know, violently, you know, so it's like, but there's being versatile can show people different sides of you, you know, you don't always have to be like this part in your song, you know. You can show your different sides of the bars that you got or whatever it is that you singing, you know, whether it's a love song or whether it's a song about somebody owing you money or whether it's a song about, you know, your mom or whether it's, you know, a whole bunch of different things. So it's one thing to release it in the music, but then as performing, you know, that's another form of releasing.
Absolutely. You know? Get on that stage and go crazy.
Yeah, you can get up there and you can just take it out on the mic, you know, and that's when I'm like, yo, I'm about to eat this, like the pause, but.
No, you're absolutely right. I actually know somebody, they're from New York. You may be familiar with them. They have a company called Microphone Bullies. And that's what it is. You get on that mic and you become a bully. You know what I'm saying? That's what you take it out on the stage, take it out on the mic, take it out in your music. You know what I'm saying? That way you're out here another day to be able to take it out on your music.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's fun doing it too. Yeah. So I can find more energy into it.
Let's talk about some of the accomplishments that you've, you know, we've talked about a few of them, obviously, you know, from your basketball career to now your acting, you know what I'm saying? Your movie debuts coming up, but kind of on the personal side, you made it out of a homeless shelter, bro. Like that is a major thing. And thank you for being vulnerable and being open to talk about that, because I feel like we all need to talk about that stuff to let people know it's okay. We all go through stuff. Tell us about that time in your life. Yeah.
So, you know, arriving in the shelter was a blessing, you know, cause I was just falling before that, you know, it was like, well, I wasn't even hindsight. I look at it, and even in being in the situation. So, I would say this: before I got to the shelter, was way harder than when I was in the shelter. Yeah, like I told you that my job moved me here, fired me after a month, so they suspended me without pay, and then fired me. My God! So I'm like,
what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like what? I'm in Atlanta, you know, and they gave me the big bag to move here, like.
And it's very expensive out here in the A. It is not cheap to live here.
I stayed across the street from Lennox.
Oh gosh, so you was paying a grip.
Yeah, and I can afford it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh no, I don't like. Oh no, like I'm about to go crazy. Like y'all was saying, like I'm about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even like from the nonsense that I went through, or just our hard times before receiving that reward, and it was like, oh nah, like it's a goal now, you know. So they gave me that. I'm living over here, and then I'm flying. So this is with Delta. I was a technical product owner with
Okay.
Delta. Yeah, so I'm maybe
Delta employs a lot of people out here in Atlanta. For you guys that don't know,
yeah, the headquarters is here.
yes,
So I'm working at the headquarters, and like I am flying, with Delta, and I don't need a car. I got a plane now.
right, exactly.
Whereas,
It ain't a PJ, but it's a plane.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool. So I'm traveling everywhere, So I ended up going to Brooklyn and then flying back here to Atlanta. Met Jadakiss, and me and Jadakiss
During your travels,
Yeah.
that's hard.
Yeah, and like I said, I hand out these cards. So I handed him a card. I handed his man's a card. I'm like, yo, what I'm saying, let's put something together, And then I got home, hit him up, and now he hit me back, and we just marketing, we working together. So I'm like, oh no, I told you, I knew it. I'm saying, I'm about to go crazy, So it was like, boom. As soon as I met him, I went out to LA to visit him, and so I take my pistol with me everywhere, at the time, and it's in a TSA approved case, so I'm good. I know how to move.
Sure.
Going to LA, no problems. Coming back from LA, I ran into some gay agents, that work on the same company. I think it was because I had my Delta badge on, so they knew I was with Delta.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have treated me this way if I wasn't with Delta, if I was a regular civilian, which is weird.
Yes, very weird. That's super weird.
So long story short, they ended up like calling they're saying the lady was in there saying I'm being irate.
What?
I'm threatening to get her fired. I'm cursing at her and stuff like that. I'm like, man, why would I be doing that while I'm at work? I know I'm at work.
Right.
And I'm black, and I'm in the airport with a gun.
Nah, facts. You got common sense. You ain't supposed to do none of that stuff.
Why would I do any of that? So I'm like, and then the HR, they like, so these people, they don't reach back to my GM here in Atlanta. I'm in LA. They called him all the way from there, told him this stuff. I was suspended before I even left LA. Like, I couldn't even fly out of LAX. So I had to go fly out of Hollywood to get back to Atlanta, but I was already suspended without pay before I even got back here.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so like with them suspending me and then terminating me, and I'm locked into this lease. I'm staying across from Lennox. I'm locked to a 14-month lease.
Yeah.
Like, these bills don't care that I'm suspended.
No, that is facts. They're going to keep rolling in regardless.
They don't care nothing about that.
They don't care about that.
So I'm like, now I know that I can get back what I lost. It's just a matter of when. Like, how long is it going to take?
Yes.
And it took the whole 14 months, 15 months. Like, I ain't have a check from October 21 to April 2023.
Wow.
I ain't had no check. So, like, even, like, before going to the shelter, I pawned everything, lost everything.
Man.
Lost my equipment, TVs, no furniture, no nothing in the house. Just a kid's basketball court that was, like, 6 feet. And I had the little basketballs, and I'm shooting on the court. Like, that was really the only thing that I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, yeah. So
Talk about a humbling period in your life.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, I ain't never thought that I would be where I'm at, but it was like, I know that it's only temporary.
Absolutely. This too shall pass.
Yeah.
We have to look at everything in life like that, because most things, there might be some things that are permanent, but most things that we go through in life on a day-to-day, they're temporary. We can't get hung up on it. We can't overthink it because it's going to stress us out. This too shall pass. And look at you now. You're thriving. You're in your whole acting bag. You're sitting here with us doing your thing, man. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's big. That is big, because a lot of people would have just gave up.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of, and it's like everybody goes through different situations in life, how they end up where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be kind to everybody, because we don't know what they've been through or what they're currently going through. But some people wind up in that situation and they live like that forever up under a bridge somewhere or something. You know what I'm saying? They never try to find a way out. You said, I got bigger admirations than I'm going to find a way. And now that's pure motivation for you, because you know you'll never go back there again.
Yeah. Don't have no plans to ever go back there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, I ain't scared to.
Right, because
You know?
you've endured that. You've
Yeah.
been there and have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
it's like, you know, it's like, even though I'm still the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't changed at all. All it did was just turn me up even more.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like we talked about earlier, like even situations could light a fire under you. That's a situation that lit a fire under me that there is absolutely nothing that could put it out.
Absolutely. And you're now at a point where you're able to fund your own music career, which that too is a big deal because it's an expensive business. Would you ever want to maybe say have a partnership with somebody, like perhaps a machine to get behind you to help you fund your career if it made sense? Or do you want to stay completely independent?
Absolutely. I would take anything that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take any help that makes sense. I'm not turning down nothing that makes
Run
sense.
him his coin.
Yeah.
Bring the bag on.
Yeah, anything that
facts.
makes sense, let's do it. Like, if it don't make no sense, I'm not doing it.
Absolutely.
If it ever starts to make no sense, I'm gonna stop doing it.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's start.
100%. Where the investors at? You know what I'm saying? And those are
Yeah.
the type of situations like that I would prefer. A partnership. You know what I'm saying? I don't want someone coming in and owning what I have because we've worked hard to build it.
Right. You know, owning me. What I have is me. This is what I'm bringing. I'm bringing me, and I don't need you to own me. I don't want you to own me.
100%.
We can work together instead and come out better, actually.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about your most recent project is called Back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Which, let's just talk about this for a brief moment.
Yeah.
All hail to the 90s. In my opinion, was some of the best music, best era when it came to hip hop, R&B. Some of the stuff that's coming out now, I don't know how they're allowing it into the music world because it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Back to the 90s, man. What does this project mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot, you know. Even what you discussed, like, it's starting to mean more to me that I even knew, that I even thought about in the beginning, because now I'm starting to think about more about the 90s, like not just the music, you know, not just the music, about the TV shows, the movies that we used to watch.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We used to have TV shows, Martin, you know.
Right, which is classic.
Everybody know right now, you know, and it's not even like a, see, I don't want people to think that it's back to the 90s, like I'm trying to, I'm just paying homage.
Yeah.
I'm paying homage to the 90s of stuff that's right now. Like, even in, y'all still watching Martin.
Yeah.
Y'all still quoting Martin.
Facts.
You know, y'all still, that was a classic time.
Yes.
You know, even with Will Smith, like the Fresh Prince, like those shows.
The whole Bel Air, that's a spinoff of it now, which is one of my favorite shows.
Oh, really? I haven't
Love
watched it. Yeah.
Gosh, you're missing out. You gotta watch it. Just a quick sidebar. When I seen that it was coming out, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things you don't know until you try or give it a. Man, I was so addicted. I can't wait for the next season to come out. Definitely watch it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
And Coco Jones is in it. She's a vibe.
Oh, okay.
She's fine. That's my girl crush.
Shout out to Coco.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. Those things came out in the 90s and are still relevant today, so we have to pay homage to them.
Yeah, and that was just a real authentic time. That was the real golden years of hip hop.
I agree.
So the whole birth of it. And it was just like, man, you think about just how we were even treated, how we were treating each other during that time, you know, being pre-internet, you know, just meeting people organically. And it's like the 90s never left, you know what I mean, as far as how I'm describing it, just the times and meeting people in person, like us meeting in person opposed to just doing things over the internet.
Correct.
Like, is nothing like meeting somebody and shaking their hand or looking them in the eyes and talking to them. Like, that's different, you know.
Feeling their energy. That's why I enjoy what I do so much, because I can sit down and interact with people, because I'm everybody's OG here. You know what I'm saying? And I came to Atlanta for Freaknik in the 90s. Y'all ain't get to experience that. You know what I'm saying? It was such
That's how a lot of people got here.
Man, it was so dope. It was so dope. And it's like, I miss that time. Honestly, if I could get in a time machine, get in my DeLorean and go back to the 90s, I probably would. Yeah. Knowing what I know now, but living in that era, man, it would be a whole vibe.
Mm-hmm. My 90s, your Freaknik was my CIAA. Like, yo, CI in Charlotte.
Right.
If you ever been a part of CI in Charlotte, you know, so that's why I'm like, nah, this ain't just about the 90s. Like, I had that 90s experience from like all my years in Charlotte,
Yeah.
like from 2007 to 2016, definitely. But 2010 to 16, those was golden years. Like CIAA was crazy.
Yes.
For those who have been there, it wasn't. The CIAA left Charlotte because nobody was going to the games. They was going to all the parties.
They was going to the parties and stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens down in Florida. Like they have the classic and stuff. A lot of people just go to party and turn up. They're not actually going for the real reason why they need to be there.
Right. And that takes away from the actual reason why you're there.
Absolutely.
That took away from CIAA. They don't care about those parties. They don't make no money off those parties. They make money off of people coming to the games.
Correct. And it ends up to where like A3C, they're not here this year. You know what I'm saying? And it's like A3C's been coming to Atlanta for many years outside of COVID, but I think it's because so many people that were not affiliated with A3C were doing all their own events. So it was taking people away from the actual festival. So they probably were losing money, which is sad because the A3C was a great festival that was coming here. But everybody was doing outside stuff. Same thing with CIAA. Charlotte's a great city.
Yeah. Charlotte is amazing.
It's an amazing city.
Yeah, that was special though. That felt good. That was some good times.
Definitely. So we got this record of yours. Let's check it out. It's called. Is it called Back to the 90s as well?
Back to the 90s. That's the title of the single and the album.
I love that when you take one of your single titles and make it the project title as well. That's super dope. Who produced this particular record?
It was somebody named Broke Boy. I think that's his name.
Hey, that's a dope name. Hey, people who wants to ask Broke Boy for some money? You know what I'm saying? He probably like, I'm tired of y'all asking me for some money.
He need it. So you know why he here. Yeah.
Definitely. So the record is out. Is there a visual for it yet?
I got a visual out. I got a couple of visuals.
Okay.
I probably might put on like 10 videos to this one song. You know what I want? You know what I'm going to do? So every time I perform it, I record it.
Yes.
And I put it up on my YouTube, put it on my IG and stuff
Yes.
like that. So you got a bunch of different performances of this one song with me in different scenes.
I love that.
And I'm getting better too. I like that I'm getting better. I can see myself from how I was and then starting out performing to performing now, which has been like almost a year, which I've been like full-time performing.
Yes.
So I can see the growth. But I want to turn this into a movie. I think I'm going to turn this album into a movie.
You should. Even if it's like a short film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a great idea because you could act in it and maybe get in your directing bag too. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be a whole nother business venture for you.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. Before we get into the record and your social media, is there anything else that you got in the works that we did not talk about that people need to be put on game with?
I got a lot. I do a lot of different stuff. I want to see which is so. One of my goals ultimately is I want to build this school.
Okay.
And this university. I'm trying to name it after myself, Tomorrow University.
That's dope.
Like one of those Yales or Browns, make it like that. But not it just be a typical school, where you're gonna get a degree. I want to like put acting in it, put an acting school in it.
Love that.
Acting studio, dance studio, beauty salons, barbershops and stuff inside of the school. So it'd be a trade school.
I was about to say that. So you can get straight to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
You ain't got to take a cooking class to be able to graduate. You know what I'm saying? If the cooking's not your thing.
Right. Or you don't have to stay and do like a 4-year university,
Right.
2 year. You
Let's
got
get
those
to the-
options that's there.
Yes. Get to the nitty gritty. We
Yeah.
need more trade schools like that.
You can be an entrepreneur at 19 years old. You can graduate college and be an entrepreneur at 19 years old. You're a business owner. You ain't even go to college. Now you do understand you're gonna miss some experience. You're gonna miss a CIAA Freaknik experience if you skip college. Like you're gonna get that, but so this is a trade off. Understand this. And then I actually was the chairman of Kappa League in Charlotte. So I wasn't just I really do this like Kappa. Like I love different reasons of why I wanted to be a part of it. I want to be a leader.
Yes.
I am a leader.
You are a leader.
So I'm going to lead.
I seen a quick sidebar. I seen a video I was watching this morning on Instagram, and they were talking about exactly that. They were saying that you fumble a good person, and then boom, they're out the door. And then you're over here praying to God to put a good person in your life. God's gonna be like, I already did that and you messed it up. I ain't putting another one. You ain't fixing to hurt another good person. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be mindful of how we treat people and in businesses and everything else we do in life. So please move forward with opening that university. I think that would be such a phenomenal, beautiful business move. Think about how much in power that would put you in a good way, because you are going to impact so many people's lives and put them in a better position to have a great opportunity.
Yeah.
We're in an entrepreneurial era. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I got all the recipe for it too. Like I did all the research as far as accreditation with the school and stuff. I already got the build. I don't want to give away everything.
Of course, you ain't got to get too much.
Yeah,
we'll just say it's coming soon.
Man, that's the goal. So anybody who is like, I don't know where my camera. This is my camera. Yeah, listen, anybody who's looking to invest, if you need somebody to invest into, you need a dream to invest into, like I am that. I'm ready to go. I'm a success template. Okay.
I love that.
We ready to go. And I actually, one last thing before we do that, or not a last, it depends on how long you want to go, but I read this book called Think and Grow Rich. I recommend this book. It's by Napoleon Hill. This was the book that like helped change my life. Yeah. You know, and me reading this book, the reason why I don't say it changed my life is because I was already on like the 4th chapter in my life by the time I started reading it. So that let me know that this book is of substance and it can help me. So when I got through the book, it was a guy. I think he ended up founding like the Chicago Institute, but he wrote a speech to create a school. Like that was one of his dreams. And he asked the crowd of people, like, if I had $1 million, this is what I'd do with it. And somebody came to him and was like, I believe in you. Here's the $1 million. And he ended up creating the school in Chicago. So where's that?
We need that person to come to you and offer you that $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I mean, listen, anything is possible in life. I'm big on manifestation. We have to speak it as if it's already in existence, because if we don't see it and believe it, it'll never happen. So it will happen for you. It's just a matter of when. Right. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, let's go ahead and check out the record. Before we do that, man, tell everybody where they can keep up with you on your socials.
You can keep up with me on IG, Real Rikk Rude, RealRikkRude. I'm on all streaming platforms, Rikk Rude, RikkRude. But if you add me on my IG, you know what I'm saying? Like my IG be going crazy.
And if you got one of these cards, you can scan the QR code. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Definitely. Listen, I know you got a lot of people that probably love you and have supported you throughout your journey. Who do you want to give thanks to, shout out to for supporting you?
I want to give thanks to God.
Yeah. First and foremost.
Yeah. Like, only. Yeah. Like I'm a jokester. I play around. So
you get fun in your comedian acting role too.
Yeah. And I be thinking of crazy stuff, but it be really true. And it's like, you know, the only thing that's I call I am a God. Like I am a God. Yeah. You know, and the more that we start realizing that we are gods, you know, the better that we would be, and we would act with ourselves and with other people. You know, but I say, like, the only thing that's different between my God and your God is that I'll leave you.
We all God's children.
Exactly. Like, I'll leave your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I be feeling the same way, too. Right. You mess up, you know.
But God will never leave you, though.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
That is facts.
God never left me. Yeah. You know, other people left me.
Yes.
I've been alone. So it's like, God ain't never leave me.
Never.
He ain't never gonna leave me. So we gonna stick it out together.
100%. I appreciate you being here and giving some of your time. Like, I know I kept you for a while, but we about to get into this record. Can you introduce it for us?
Back to the 90s. Right now, it's a go. We on go time. This Rochester Rikk Rude, man. I'm here with Tampa Mystic on Hype 87.3. Let's get into it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to the